CC it and punish. And like he'd have to be like a god at shield dropping in order to actually punish this. And also he ends up crossing him up, or Lucario ends up crossing him up. Shielding is the worst possible option to do here, especially against Lucario, but like against most characters in general, you don't want to shield here because from this particular angle where they're on the side platform and you're in the corner, you can just wave dash back, and like unless they're Fox, they're not gonna kill you because they need like something with ridiculously high, like strong base knockback to kill you in this situation at 15%. I would also like, I would either go for that, like up air would have been my first instinct in that situation, but up tilt would have also just been amazing here because from this angle, like Lucario can't challenge up tilt, and if we notice, if he had just up tilted here, if the up tilt hitbox was out, he would have just fallen right into it, and that would just be a free combo. But instead he shields and then hits Falco's shield. He doesn't buffer roll away, which is like another problem. He probably tries to shine out of shield, I'm guessing.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't also just, yeah, but not only buffer roll away, but also just spot dodge as well. I feel like I'd like mash spot dodge against Lucario sometimes when I'm panicking, and it does wonders. Sometimes, and it can be really
spot dodge would have also been perfect because he would have dash attacked right through Falco and then like been in a ton of lag.
Yep.
You could punish with anything at that point. But he hits your shield with it. He hits the shield with a dash attack. Is this poke? No, it looks like he drops his shield. Yeah, I think he drops his shield after dash attack and then gets popped up.
I'm just writing everything you're saying. You can see my notes, right, on that thing? That I've written so far? Yeah.
Alright, so...
Yes, then he eats the back air on block, right?
What?
This is like 9 seconds, right? Or you have your bound further?
Yeah, it was like 8 seconds-ish.
Yeah. Could he use CC? He could CC this, right? Low percent?
The, back air?
No, not only the...
Back air would have technically been safe on CC because, back air is like really... Back air is probably Lucario's strongest aerial, like base knockback wise, besides like down air against CC sometimes. Like down air is sometimes better against CC because you can space above them and then just the second hit's really strong because it's like a multi-hit. Multi-hits in general are just really strong against CC.
Oh yeah, also Dare is really good base knockback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it like kills it kills you like 30.
Yeah, down air is really strong. So he's able to get out of the tech chase, and then first thing you do is shoot a laser, which he down B's through, and doesn't quite like you force him to waste an aura charge, which is good. And then you're able to land a laser. So from here, at like low percent, you want to either land a down air or a grab out of a laser this close. At I think we're at 14 seconds now. Is where I'm at. And instead you go for Nair, which I'm anticipating you think Lucario would dash back here, but you always against tall characters, you always want to go for down air because down air at let me step back. All right, so at this particular spacing right here, down air will cover dash back. Like he also didn't CC the laser.
You may think Nair because
like Nair cover Nair. So there's a distinct difference between Nair and laser as an approach. Nair is usually only good at mid percents, in my opinion, because you're able to because it's not able to be CC'd at mid percents, and it also covers the dashback just the same. But if your opponent has all this space behind them, instead of approaching with Nair, you want to either commit with the down air, which I understand is kind of scary sometimes, or you could just approach with laser. Because approaching with laser here, if you had jumped past, like, right here, and gone with a laser, you would have jumped over the down tilt, you would have landed behind him without the L cancel lag, and you would have been able to up tilt right afterwards.
It's also recording just in case I don't catch everything, but I'm also writing the notes in. So at it's like 14, right, where he ends up nairing behind him. You would
at 14.
Behind him with laser? So he would so instead of either down air this foot, right, or you would.
You wanted down air over the down tilt.
Right, but if you lasered, you'd be moving backwards, right? Or would you?
If he laser approached.
Oh, okay. So if he laser approached after to challenge down air.
Like if you land a laser and then you approach with the laser, that would have been fine too, because he would have had plenty of time to just cross up Lucario with a laser, which would have covered dash back, and it also covered that down tilt. So it covered like most, if not all, of Lucario's options out of getting hit by laser at that distance. But ideally, you want a down air there. Like, perfect situation, you want a down air there, but if you're expecting a dash back, then go for laser instead of nair. Spot dodge. That is super sus. So, when you cross someone up with an aerial and you take center from them,
so 15 seconds.
you don't. Yeah, 15 seconds. You don't want to do a defensive option immediately. You want to do something that can like swing the momentum in your favor, and Lucario's at 4% right now. So like in this situation, when you spot dodge, it's fine because you're able to dodge it, but you want to always just buffer shine immediately out of a spot dodge or like any defensive option. Really, as Falco, you want to be buffering like an offensive option immediately afterwards. Like once you commit to spot dodge, then like it's kind of all or nothing at that point. When you shield, you have like plenty of options at your disposal. But once you spot dodge, you're in a position where you have to advance the game state, and shield doesn't advance the game state in this position. And so you realize that, and you like do kind of a danky shine out of shield, and then
danky.
Yeah, kind of.
That was a word choice. You know what? Maybe I'll watch it and I'll agree with you. Let's see.
Too much Freeman.
All right, that was kind of danky.
Yeah.
I guess. To be fair, at least because he had missed the shine out of shield on the ground, he had dodged the down tilt.
Yeah.
But I know.
So you're able to land with down air. We're at 16 now.
Right, but let's go back for a second. Let's say like 15, right? You cross up area, right? Boom, and then you shined immediately. It would have hit the hand for the forward smash, right? This would have 100%.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shine would have hit the hands, and you would have been able to like break. I would have been able to break CC at that percent.
Yeah, so he had actually,
even if he was CCing, so you would have been at a perfect position right here.
So he had like 3 opportunities to win this, right? It was the cross up, the cross up immediate Shine, cross up spot dodge Shine would have worked as well. Because even if you're unconfident and you don't recognize that you made a mistake, you would still shine the hands again, and then buffering shield. You could have back aired after the shield, even maybe would have had time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 3 situations, three moments in which you could have won this.
And he didn't, and he didn't even shield afterwards too. So back air would have been fine.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Does auto cancel Shine still function similarly as it does in melee? Because
auto cancel Shine.
Auto cancel bear Shine. My bad.
Oh, auto cancel bear. So bear is still CCable. So if you like fall into someone with AC bear, then there's like a small chance that you get shined.
Or you get the shine
or you get like CC. You get CC'd. So Fox can shine you for that. But I don't know how fast Lucario. I don't think Lucaria's down tilt is fast enough to really punish it. But you could get your feet like clipped by the down tilt in that situation. But so I think up tilt or Shine would have just been better. But auto cancel back air would be like kind of risky, I think. When Lucario is trying to spam down tilt. Because he's so low to the ground, and Falco goes so high with his short hop that. But yeah, he does the Shine double jump and like falls in with down air at 16, and he lands the SDI. His opponent lands the SDI away, which is like it's fine if the Shine misses, but like you go for a double Shine.
Does he?
Which is he goes for a second Shine and then double jumps again, which is like you're wasting your resources in the middle of the stage. It's fine if Shine misses, but if Shine misses, you want to just like short hop laser to chase like their dash away or their SDI, or you want to just be better at reacting to SDI, because you can't always assume that down air will lead to a Shine, because SDI is so good in PM.
It feels like to me maybe he also thought that he was going to buffer shield immediately. You know, like he thought that he was going to just maybe SDI away. Yeah. So
but
you're right, you had that
auto cancel back air away would have also just been better off of that Shine, like Shine retreating back air.
Shine retreating back air after it.
Okay, so you're able to take center back. You're keeping adequate space, but I don't know about these like short hop nairs you're doing.
Okay, so the short hop nairs is what you're not convinced about.
Yeah, so basically up tilt and back air just perform nairs nair actually can lose to things. Back air can too technically, and so can up tilt, but like much less rarely will they lose. They'll more likely trade, like back air and up tilt will trade at worst, but nair can sometimes just straight up lose, especially to like Lucario fair or something. I know you're trying to cover. Yeah, I know you're trying to cover. You're trying to cover like the down B in, but laser does that fine. Like whenever you shoot a laser, you can't look at it as a commitment. Laser is more like an option coverage. So when you shoot laser, you should just, if you shot a laser here at 18, if you shot a second laser instead of nairing, you would just be able to lock him down immediately. Like there's no reason to not just like spam the shit out of lasers as soon as you have center and Lucario doesn't have center. because like Lucario can't stop you from shooting lasers. He has like once you start hitting Lucario with lasers, he's forced to stop the bleeding by either power shielding or like jumping away. And when he jumps away, then you can start reading his escape options. And then yeah, this snare at 20 is like also like I feel like you're not reacting to what your opponent's doing. You're more like kind of doing your own thing. Like okay, so we go to
at 19.
Which one?
I just made a drawing at 19. You'll see it.
Okay. Oh.
What do you think?
Yeah.
How do you think about it?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. All right. So I mean that's true. Like okay. So laser covers. Yeah, laser covers the yellow arrows down. And you can, if laser covers one option, then you just covered the other option. Which is like perfect. That's exactly what you want when you have center. And Nair doesn't really cover anything. Nair's just covering this little pink square right here that like Lucario can't even touch. So like you're personally safe, so you have no reason to Nair here. So you're able to keep center, and then you shield again. Like as soon as if Lucario's above you, don't shield, fade away laser. If you're afraid that Lucario is gonna try to hit you, just jump back, like all the way back, and just shoot a laser, like a fade away laser to retreat. There's nothing wrong with like running away from a situation if you're not comfortable about it.
Yeah, Twisty gets to know that one a lot.
Hey man, I ain't touching that fair grab. Fuck fair grab. Dumb setup. You dash dance a little too much. It's like most of the time in these first 20 seconds, like Frodu's just on the ground when you're not shooting lasers, and it's just not good for you.
So like,
this is a really bad laser. Like I think you get away with it, but like 22, you're dash dancing, and then the second you see Lucario leave that platform, you shoot a laser. You don't let your opponent get a chance to start dashing. You don't want to get into a dash dance war with Lucario, because then you risk like this. This laser, this like stop then turn around laser is like horrible. You don't want to do that, because you like. Here's a list of other things you could have done that were better.
Sure.
You could fade away laser. You could fade back in down air, because you know Frodu is going to down tilt, or you could just auto cancel back air. Personally, if I were in that situation, I would just fade away laser, because you don't want to fight Lucario on like in a CQC match, because you don't have down air. Like if you don't have melee down air, so you can't CQC Lucario and expect to win, because his hitboxes are just better than yours. So you have to make use of the fact that he can't deal, like Lucario doesn't have an efficient answer to lasers. But you get away with this laser, but just remember, it's not. Don't do it. Oh, and then you try to shine. You don't want to shine unless you see the hit stun on your opponent. If you see the electric hit stun on your opponent, that's when you can dash forward, jump cancel, shine, or you can go for a down air. If you laser and you don't see the laser connect, get out of there. Like, you want to just play, you just want to keep playing the positioning game until you put yourself in a position where you can overtake the situation. To call my buddy Nick Marcus.
Oh my god.
We call when Mark down throws spacies, offstage situational overtake.
I'm not writing that. Offstage situation. I hate you.
When Marth up B's and you get stage plagued, that was an offstage situational overtake.
So every time I've had guys from like Mario up B or some shit, or Wario up B,
I overtook the situation with my up B.
You fucking beaver.
It's so good. Alright. But yeah, you get knocked down, and being in knockdown against Lucario is like really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fadeaway back air, that's good, but fadeaway laser, remember, like, second you land a laser, Lucario is in a position where he has to do something to stop you from coming in. So the second you land a laser, Lucario can, like, he can up tilt, maybe, and that usually loses to things. He can, like, hold shield, which loses to most things you have, like Nair or down air. Cross up, yeah, or like another laser, or he can dash back. In which case, you can just shoot another laser to catch the dash back, and then put him in an even worse spot. So like, laser is just so key in this matchup.
Laser is key.
Okay, so you panic here.
Probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah, so this is like, yeah, I think he misses. Yeah, you fade away back air, and then you full hop double jump laser, which I think you kind of panic out of getting hit.
Yeah, that's
a very
panicky thing.
Yeah, which is fine because he doesn't hit you. If you had shined, actually, after this laser, I think you might have connected.
Here's a question. So it seems like Fingerstripes is jumping out a lot. When he's panicking, he just full hops out of there. How do you feel like that against Lucario?
Full hop?
Because it seems like that's happened twice already, where he's trying to, like, something happens where he's uncomfortable, he immediately jumps.
Yeah. So, like CQC against Falco is it's a very interesting thing because it turns into a mix-up kind of where, like, if full hop is objectively like your best way to get out of situations, it's like your best escape, it's your go-to usually, because when you full hop, your opponent has to guess between whether you're going to land with like a back air or a laser. And they have to guess between that 50-50 in order to punish your landing. And because of Falco's full hop height, he's able to like change his direction and like position himself in a better spot. But it also leaves you open to just getting called out. So when you're in a CQC situation, your opponent knows you're uncomfortable. So what it turns into eventually is they'll realize that you start full hopping and they'll start trying to counterplay that by, like, Frodu tries to do this actually with this forward air that he ended up missing. Yeah, is he tries to chase you up onto the platform because he knows that you get panicky and you like jump up and try to escape him. And then after and he ends up missing it. But what you need to start doing now is like learn all of your defensive options. Like as Falco, you have multiple defensive options that I don't feel like you're quite implementing. Like, fadeaway laser is like, I'm a broken record at this point, but fadeaway laser is just so important because it not only spaces you away from the opponent, it keeps them from chasing you, which is something no other character really has, except like Wolf. But like that's super important to be able to just like distance yourself away from the opponent and be like, all right, I need a breather. I need to just keep you at this mid-range. And then that's when you can maximize Falco's mix-up game, is when he's at the mid-range. So once you start utilizing Falco's other defensive options, you won't get called out as much because your opponent has to guess from like 5 or 6 defensive options that Falco can use to get out of a situation.
Okay.
And fadeaway laser is like near impossible to like cover anyway. Like unless you can power shield effectively.
Yeah,
but then
how can Lucario cover fadeaway laser? It's like something absurd, like power shield forward smash or something, right?
Like you have to like down B through it and then like down smash perfectly and hope that they like mess up the spacing. Or that Falco doesn't just forward tilt you out of the down smash startup. So like I don't think Lucario does have a solid answer to fadeaway laser. Fadeaway back air is also like really hard to deal with. Dash attack can maybe clip it if they like read you super hard, but it's unlikely.
Right. So basically, to like kind of summarize what we're saying here, right? It's I just want to emphasize that he needs to play this mid-range better, right? Play inside the mid-range better and establish it by doing things like fadeaway laser and fadeaway bear, so that you can get these mix-ups as opposed to kind of running like he's been doing this entire game, right?
Yeah, you're kind of just like, I don't know, you're kind of playing this style where I don't know how well you know the Lucario matchup, but it looks to me like you're playing this matchup like this is the first time you've ever played against the Lucario, and like you have no idea, and you have like, but
right.
I'm still getting but I'm still getting this impression where you're just like you're scared of what he can do to you, and that's terrible for Falco because Falco is a character that you have to be like very mentally strong and very confident in your options. If you start if you start losing faith in like what options you have and like how to use them properly, then you start to then that's when they start getting in on you. Because your opponents can kind of abuse that like uncertainty. And if you're uncertain, then that makes your mix-ups a lot worse. Because you'll start resorting to less things. You'll start resorting to things that you think are safe, but they're really not. This is like a general thing.
Yeah, it's like a Falco mentality, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's just about like mentality, really.
Yeah.
You can't doubt your options. Like in this position right here is just because you got scared because you didn't have like 100% faith in your control over the character. You just have to like, I don't know, you just have to learn to like be comfortable in every situation as Falco.
Okay.
Alright, so moving on. You get hit you get put into knockdown here.
Okay, so shifting on the platform. Well, I think that, what does he end up doing? Did he try to shield drop this?
Alright, let's check.
So it's like 28. They're both just awkwardly fucking making a snowman. If there was a third shield in the middle, it'd be a snowman.
Oh, he tries to, I think that's a double jump ring.
Let me see.
So I think he might have tried to shield drop and then double jump.
He definitely did something that wasn't an aggressive action.
Yeah. In this situation, just wait, because if you had waited, you could just shield drop shine this up air.
What if you had can't Lucario like what's it called, like Nair side B?
Technically, but it's not. You can shine between the Nair and the side B, I think. Like, shield drop shine is just ridiculous. Like, it makes Falco really hard to challenge on the platform. And even before then, you don't have to shield drop here. You could have just buffered roll away, because Lucario doesn't have a way to just cover everything on the platform. Like, if Marth was below you, he could just cover things with short hop up air. But Lucario doesn't have those kind of like those hitboxes that can force you into bad spots. Alright, so you finally land an up tilt. You don't want to down air a Lucario out of the air, especially at low percent off of an up, especially off of low percent, because when you up tilt mid-weight at low percent, usually they're DIing in, or they're DIing like up, because they know that's the most awkward position for you to combo off of an up tilt. So after landing this up tilt at 31, I would have gone for a forward air or a nair, because if you look at the DI he has on your down air, he DIs straight in, which would have meant that if you had gone for a nair, you would have gotten a free shine or up tilt afterwards. But instead you kind of put yourself in this weird like spot where you're kind of back to neutral.
Right.
So you have to go back to
so the nair would have led to like basically full punish up to that, right?
Yeah, the nair would have led to like an up tilt onto like a platform tech chase, and like you can react to Lucario's DI usually off of stuff like that. And even if he had DI'd away, then you have up air as a mix up. Like up tilt or up tilt up air is incredibly useful, because even if they DI in, you can lead into a shine back air or a shine up air off of it, and if they DI'd away, then it would have been a platform tech chase.
Okay.
Or you could just combo shine off of it too onto like waveland on the platform. And
I see what you mean. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I didn't watch the full clip. So it was nair. Right. So if it was fair, fair would just let into.
Fair would have also led into up tilt.
Yeah. Because you were just kind of like hot passing because you DI'd in after the first hit, right? Into up tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see it.
And like Lucario doesn't have like a Luigi nair, so you don't have to worry about being tight about that kind of thing. You can just kind of shark Lucario's landings.
Super tight. Lucario does not have a Luigi nair. Although he is there.
He has Dare, but like Dare's hitbox isn't that good. It's like almost as bad as Falco's Dare.
What? It's pretty big.
Kappa.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty. It is, but it's not like, I don't feel like it covers the area, the same range that like you want it to for a Luigi Nair.
Yes, that's true.
Like you can come at Lucario.
Also, it doesn't give you a free full combo after.
I mean, it technically can if you down beat off of it.
Yeah, but that's not easy, and no one does
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Or at least I've yet to meet a Lucario that does that.
Yeah, so you're...
He did connect with the laser at 32, and then he runs in and dares. So, just kind of the same time.
Okay, so...
But waiting for the laser to connect, right?
Not necessarily. At this distance, Dare will not connect. You, so you see the edge of the right side of the H?
Yeah.
That is the range where down air starts to become a viable option.
So if he was like at the right side of the
this
H.
distance, yeah, like probably a little bit closer, like the inside of the right side of the H, like the, I don't know, the left like vertical or the right vertical part of the H, and then like the inside of that. I guess, if that makes any sense. I could draw it if you want me to.
Oh, I can draw it actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. So down air literally does not reach. It just does not. Just looking at it, it does not reach.
Yeah.
From currently where he is, and you knew it wouldn't reach.
Yeah.
So when he jumped forward, it was just a mistake because it was never going to hit.
Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
When you jump forward, that's when you can start abusing Falco's mix-up game. So if I were in your shoe,
but you knew that down air was not going to hit from this range.
Yes, okay. He did. I don't think he does go for down air though, does he?
He goes for laser down air.
Yes.
And he misses.
Oh yeah.
And then he does. He gets hit for it.
Okay, so, but in this situation, think about all of the potential mix-ups that you have, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you have jump in. You have jump in, wave land back. You have jump in, laser. You have, actually, even from here, like jump in laser opens up its own like tree of mix-ups that you can do.
Oh, so you have jump in. What was it?
Jump in, like, okay. So if he were to further advance with laser here, he would put himself at the perfect down air range. Like advancing with laser would be like ideal in this situation because you both don't have center, so you can take space with yeah, you can take space off of laser in that situation because as I said, Lucario doesn't have any real answers to it, and you want to shoot lasers. You want to kind of work on your lasers also because you're not shooting them like low enough to hit crouching like Lucario animations, which is really important.
Okay.
All right, so we can continue here.
This is a lot of really good content as it is already within the first 30 seconds of this game. Like, not even a stack has been taken yet. And I feel like we've gone over a lot of very strong concepts, at least. And knows you can improve them. The jab,
okay, I like
the classic silver fucking... Oh my god, this pisses me off so much when this happens to me.
Okay, so as soon as they SDI, as soon as you see them start SDIing out, this is actually hilarious. I think I did this in pools.
Don't tell me this down,
No, you roll behind them and then you rapid jab again.
You gotta be kidding me.
I did it 3 times in a row. Connected every single time.
I wish you recorded that. Have you seen them SDIing? The jab.
Or just roll away, or fade back laser. Like in this situation, rapid jab is just so safe that you don't need to worry about it.
Point is, rapid jab. And also, reset the fadeaway laser.
Yeah, don't try to push your luck here, or just F tilt. Like F tilt is also really good out of that situation. Like the spacing at 36 is just perfect for F tilt. Oh, you hold shield again. Don't shield. Don't do a defensive option there, because you have center, so you have space to work with. So you have the fadeaway laser, and you have like everything. So don't try blowing your. Okay, so you're able to down air, down B in. Dash attack is kind of questionable. So the second that you hit a down, like the second I hit down airs on people that put them into knockdown. Alright, so...
So second
yeah, so
you
hit the down air. Yeah. Alright, so my first instinct at 37 would be up tilt. And my second instinct would be if I were to do exactly what he did, which was shine, then I would jump, turn around, laser. Now what this does...
yeah, go for it.
You wave dashed away, but if you jump, turn around, laser, you can fade just outside of Lucario's get up attack range. And then the second, if Lucario doesn't get up immediately or doesn't do a get up option immediately, he gets laser reset, and then you get a free follow up. If he DIs away, the laser will cover the roll away and will immediately net you like a free hit on laser, which puts you in a situation where you can continue offensively pressuring the opponent. But instead you go for a dash attack, which is like, that only covered one option. You want to think in tech chase situations, because Falco has an option like laser that can cover multiple... he also plays Link, right?
Yes.
You can think of this like, think of laser like boomerang in a tech chase situation. If you throw boomerang at the opponent when they're tech rolling away, that covers both the tech in place, because if they tech in place and you jump in their face and throw a boomerang, that's a free combo. If they roll away and you throw a boomerang that's like hits them, that's a free combo. So you can kind of think about it like that. Like use your projectile not just as a neutral tool, but use it in as many situations as possible. And in this case, it's an extender for
offensive pressure.
Yeah, it extends your offensive pressure, and it just extends Falco's like threat range a lot better. So dash attack only covered one option. And you just dash attack again. Okay, down air. Yeah. I don't think that kills though. Yeah.
Double dash. I was surprised he wasn't crouch canceling Lucario. I feel like every Lucario just first instinct is crouch and pray, especially because he lives so long.
Which one? Or where?
Like, just after the first dash attack, I'm surprised he wasn't already crouching.
Yeah, I was surprised too, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, don't dash attack in the corner usually. Like 9 times out of 10, you'll just kind of die for dash attacking in the corner.
I said don't dash in the corner. It's just too sad.
Yeah, you also kind of I wanted to take a moment to go over edge guarding as Falco, because we haven't gotten to this part yet because we've only not even covered a stock.
But laser, I think a lot of the ideas that we've covered already in this first minute are like is probably going to persist throughout the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these are ideas that you feel like just need to be a blueprint within Falco gameplay, right?
Yeah. So you're able to land this down air, which is fine. Okay, so in this situation, this shine turnaround doesn't actually like net you anything. Like don't.
Okay. That's the dash attack at 45.
No, yeah. So the dash attack at no, it's like the dash attack at like 40, or like the down air at 40.
Yeah. So that's hits him off stage. Yeah.
So he hits him off stage, and then runs off, and goes for a shine. So you want to, in this situation, don't bother trying to hit opponents off stage, like, because they'll if Lucario touches you with the wind box, you die. So like I wouldn't bother here, I wouldn't bother touching Lucario here. I would just grab the ledge and fire stall until I know that Lucario is going to come up with his up B, and then just ledge jump back air or down air. Or alternatively, so you take way too long to catch the ledge, because if you had already had ledge at 41, then you would just back air him the second he cancels his aura charge, and that devoids him of a resource. So you are a little bit like slow on that. Or like also the position he cancels his aura charge in at 42 is like down smash range. Like you can just down smash Lucario's recovery. It's because Falco has a really big down smash hitbox.
Reverse down smash, right?
That either. It doesn't really matter, like if you're facing them or not.
The back leg's not invincible, like it doesn't matter.
Neither. No, yeah, they took away the invincibility in this game.
Whack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Wario's up B drags me off the stage if I try to down smash his recovery.
Hooray! Because it's not like Twisty can sweet spot anyway. I'm fortunate.
Yeah.
Can't even punish for silly for mistakes. I'm more lucky. Alright, we've been going on for about like an hour now. If you wanted to,
after the first two stocks are gone, I'll.
Well, I mean, I'm sure like the ideas we started talking about were such a homogenized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Alright, so okay, laser F tilt, that's good. You put him into knock. Okay, so 48 or 47. You laser F tilt and you put him into knockdown, and then this is not the time to fade away laser.
Yeah,
47. At 47, yeah, you land an F tilt, which puts him into knockdown immediately. And then you dash back laser. In a situation like this, that's not when you want to start fade away lasering. You want to fade away laser when your opponent has a chance of hitting you. In the case of you putting your opponent into knockdown, you have there's no real threat to you. So fade away laser just gives the opponent gives them backstage. It gives them backstage, yeah. And just like a way to like space themselves away from you, which you don't want. The second you put yourself in advantage, you want to like stay as close to them as possible.
Once an advantage stays close.
Alright, so this is okay, so at 50, reiteration of the thing that I said earlier is well, it's not necessarily the exact same situation, but you see how this laser forced him to full hop at 50?
This is when you want to turn around.
Yeah, you shot another laser, which is fine, but you then you didn't shield or do anything afterwards. And I also feel like this laser was just very half-hearted. It didn't really cover anything. The second laser you shot.
Maybe let's see, how fast was this? So he sees the first laser miss. So the first laser gets the jump, and then he'd already been jumping by the time he had saw. So I guess the moral of the story here is maybe to watch your lasers closer, right? And watch your opponent closer.
Well,
because it seems like he autopilots to the second. It's a very fast. He goes to the second laser almost immediately. Right.
Yeah, and he didn't do it in a way that was safe. You didn't really fully advance with the laser. So if you would actually fully committed with this short hop on the second laser, Like, I mean, actually, like, gone full forward with the laser, with the second laser, instead of just advancing, like, a small bit.
It would put you in a good spot, right?
It would, yeah, it would put him in, it would actually put him in, like, perfect up tilt range.
Yeah,
because then Frodu would have had to do, like, a much harder, like, aerial here. Like, dropping through the platform and forward airing is, like, kind of hard.
Yeah,
but, like,
not that good, yeah.
Imagine, but if, like, Stripes was, like, over here, like, to the left of the platform, it would have been virtually impossible to touch him. And then, like...
This is actually a really hard situation to write notes for, because, like, there's so much going on.
And then, like, in that situation, in that event that you were behind him, you can just... he has his back to you, which is, like, not good for a Lucario player. You want to have you want to be facing them so that you can, like, down tilt. Because Lucario doesn't have great, like, backwards facing hitboxes.
Yeah, not only that, but I just wanted to reiterate that, like, the second laser, like, was the one that got him to jump was really good, but
the first laser was good, but the second one was just antsy.
Yeah, it was just like it like wasn't fast fall. Like if he fast followed it, even he could have potentially have gotten to the ground CC down tilted as well as the jump fast laser would have netted him the up tilt if he'd full hard committed with it, like you said. Yeah, even a fast fall third fadeaway laser would have connected because Lucario would have probably have still been in the air or transitioning to the ground, and then you would have been like what I first thought was when I saw the second laser was I probably would have fast falled the second laser, and then the third I would have time to jump backwards fade away for a third laser. Lucario would be landing, he'd land on top of it, and you'd be spaced right at the H where you could jump in for a mix up.
Yeah, the second laser was just very, like, slow, and I think the idea. Like, I kind of like the idea is that laser was shot at Lucario's short hop height.
Yeah.
But Lucario is not going to short hop against Falco.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything.
So if you were going to try to cover any jump, cover full hop. So after shooting the first laser, if your idea was to cover full hop, you could just don't advance forward at all, short hop, double jump immediately, and then just shoot high laser, low laser. Because if he full jumps, then you clip him with one laser, which combos into the second laser.
Yeah, and then you can start like up tilt and stuff.
Which is potentially like you advancing and taking space because you just hit him with a laser. And then even if he doesn't jump, the second laser keeps you safe because it's going to be a grounded level laser, and the first laser will be a high laser. If you understand what I'm talking about, like the double jump immediate laser. Yeah, if you could like draw that. There's
like this whole part. I feel like I'm recording right now, so I'll just. In the video, I'll just reference this point. And,
okay.
Because like there is just a lot going. There's so much going on here that could have happened and that could have been played differently. Because my idea was to space backwards, and your idea was to obviously stay on top of him because that's like you've played your Falco, and like yours is probably much better in terms of being proactive and coverage. But
full hop down air is also just would have been perfect here too.
Yeah. See, that's what I was going to say. I was like, can we?
It's just like Falco can do like. Falco is just like not Rar Bear. He's not at a position where you can Rar Bear. But if you are on the right side,
I went first laser. So the first laser that like when he's by the H already before, like the one right when he jumped. I probably just sat still at this point. You know what I mean?
But if he was a little bit farther back, like if he was to the right side of the H. Then yes, I would have been able to Rar Bear. Rar Bear actually takes like a lot more to set up than you would think.
Okay.
Yeah. You could pivot Bear.
You could also
if you were like a god.
You could technically just run under him and like or just rise into him Bear, which doesn't always work, but is like just a strong enough lethal move where I might have considered it because of.
Yeah, and this is like...
Yeah, so it's just a lot of like ideology that's important to understand.
and this is just like the thing about Falco is like there's no one right answer. The closest thing you're gonna get is what I would have done.
Nice.
You know, humble
nice
brag. But yeah, but yeah, you could do any of these options, and it would have like worked out a little bit better.
Yeah.
And instead, you kind of like, yeah, you're put into a situation where you end up getting hit.
I mean, I can understand though if what he was thinking of this. He had a good eye. I understand what the logic was for his decision making, at least for this double laser play, and I understand why it went happen. It's just unfortunate that didn't pan out, or just it just kind of doesn't cover exactly what he was doing, because it kind of goes back to my point where I feel like he's not watching it closely enough. Really, like, like he takes a laser, right? You're looking for reactions.
It's an autopilot thing. I think you're just once you all right, so this is probably like the most important thing that I'm gonna go over is Falco is very tempo based. That makes if you kind of catch my drift.
I do, but I do.
Yeah. So when I say that, what I mean is when you shoot a laser at a specific rhythm, at a specific height, in a specific way, you're communicating to your opponent like a specific pattern that you're doing. And that's why Falco's mix-ups are just so scary, is because you send off this vibe that you're going to shoot lasers this specific way in this specific pattern, and then you don't do that. You shoot at just a slightly different tempo, or you change your pace a little bit, or instead of lasering, you just dash forward, wave dash back, or you shoot a laser, you just empty running shine or something like that, and you kind of send your opponent like mixed messages, like I'm gonna do this, and then instead you do something a little bit different, and that's why tempo is like incredibly important for Falco. And I think the problem you had with that specific situation is you kind of felt your own tempo a little bit. Like you actually kind of tricked yourself with your own tempo and like kind of started to autopilot a little bit because of it. When you start, one of the biggest pitfalls about playing Falco is that you'll start to do a specific thing and then you don't tell yourself to stop. And then that makes it like really easy for your opponent to kind of catch on. And then that's kind of when shit starts to hit the fan, is like when your opponent knows what you're going to do, then Falco's the worst character in the game. But if your opponent can't...
That's when Twisty nares you, and you die 10.
Yeah. Yeah, but Twisty doesn't even have to know what I do. Twisty just nares.
God damn it.
But like when Falco, like when your opponent knows what you're gonna do, Falco's the worst character in the game. But when your opponent doesn't know what you're gonna do, and you know what they're gonna do, Falco is the best character in the game. Which you could say that for anyone, but Falco, like it's especially true with Falco.
Yeah, Falco is definitely exacerbated in offense, and
like he's super polarizing in that aspect.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. So a whole 50 seconds has gone by, and we've probably spent around 10 minutes per 10 seconds of game time.
Yeah,
probably longer, honestly. There's a lot here already to unpick. That can be talked about at a length, and like, isn't it hilarious that like he was probably expecting like things about the game as a whole, and here we are talking about the first minute, and we're still here now. Yeah. But but the thing is, like, I can agree with you in the sense that conceptually speaking, and at least the way you approach Falco, that establishing that mid-range power spot for Falco where all of your mix-ups land before even like going for them and understanding all of them is very crucial to Falco gameplay. Like that, like we talked about the H. I think that's the biggest thing.
Also,
yeah, go for
it. it's really like kind of trolly, but like the mango video that he made where like drawing himself how he beats Mewtwo King on FD. How there's like a safe zone and there's like a skirmish zone.
I'll put it.
That's like super important, is to know characters to know your safe zone, where it's safe to laser and when it's not safe to laser. Because Falco can't just always laser and just auto win the neutral, much to the disagreement of many CT players.
Right, but that's because that's why CT eats every laser. Or they play characters that are good enough where they can eat every laser and not care about your feelings.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
But there's lasers don't auto win neutral. Much to many people will disagree with you, but like that's not. Lasers far from auto win you neutral. You have to understand when and how to use them, because with Falco they're very like, you don't have down air in this game, so they're like basically your everything in this game. Because lasers are like your best neutral tool, and like probably probably the second best neutral projectile in the game. So you have to like.
So what's the best Falcon snare, Keppa?
Falcon's Nair is a pretty sick projectile.
Dude, Falcon's body is the greatest projectile.
I actually think he's like tied for first with Wolf Laser.
No, dude, it can't be.
No, Wolf Laser can. Actually, Falcon's body does beat Wolf Laser.
Dude, I think Ike's jab is the best projectile in the game. It's actually so good.
Actually, no, Ike's body when he quick draws is the best projectile.
DVD. I remember. Did I tell you this? The DVD said, "Ike side B auto wins neutral. This matchup is unwinnable." Oh man, that's hilarious.
Okay. So the safe zone. Back to things that actually matter. So
Anthony wanted to. It would have been good to have Anthony on this. I think he would have at least known some ideas.
So not just knowing when to laser, but also knowing which laser to do, because you have 3 different kinds of lasers you can do. There's the stand in place laser.
Hi, Anthony.
There's the dash back. There's like the dash back or dash forward, and then you like slightly hop a little bit forward or a little bit back before you do the laser. And then you have the full like leaps when you do lasers. And those are like the fade away, like full fade away laser or the full fade in laser, that like are very important for like macro spacing. The second ones are like really important for like micro spacing, and you can also use shield stops to like
where are we at?
Further improve that.
Where are we at now? Or are you just talking about?
Oh no, I'm just talking in general, because I feel like I've covered everything that I really need to in this match.
Well, at the moment, I mean, we'll watch the rest of it eventually, but I think that this by itself is probably a lot to unpack and a lot for someone to see. And then if there's a specific moment that you'd want to go over for sure, this is probably a good talking point. So just close. Let's make some closing notes real quick, just to.
Don't autopilot with your lasers. Just know like the different applications for them and how they like help you in neutral. And I feel like the first minute is going to help you reflect a little bit on like where you should laser and how you should be lasering. Because I did mention like approach with laser, meaning like the full jump in laser, to like, and then you can there's always mix up trees that are attached to every single laser you throw out. Like after a laser, you can dash dance a bit, you can dash forward, wave dash back, you can dash away, wave dash in, you could run up shine, you could run in down air, run in nair, like whatever. And those mix-up trees, some of the branches are only accessible at certain ranges. If to visualize it, like nair is only like in your mix-up tree, if you're like close enough that nair will hit, and down air is only within your mix-up tree when down air will hit. And sometimes some mix-ups are a little bit better than others, and you have to just use your best judgment when you're taking that kind of stuff into account. But against Lucario, just laser, just incredibly important. So I said my piece.
No, that's good. And then just for more general ideas, I guess for me, it's just I just need him to watch. He needs to look closer. He needs to be watching closer at his opponent and leaving himself in a position where he can react to something if he feels his reaction coming. Like worst comes to worst, if you're not pushing yourself, the worst thing you can do is go into someone without a game plan, right? Or attack without a game plan. So I think I've always felt like you could at least once you set up that neutral, like that range, and this is the range of which, like we talked about, where the H was, where you could push someone at this range, and every mix-up you have applies at this range, including every cross-up and stuff. Like that mid-range, that little very specific mid-range spacing.
That's where you have your entire tree is accessible.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to be able to settle into it. Yeah.
You want to just keep. You don't want to force it, but you want to generally kind of like
when you get better,
you want to slowly like pull your opponent into that situation by like the really good players won't let you just like laser at them and just shield and be bad about it.
Yeah, they'll bully. They'll fight their way out of the space as much.
Yeah,
as
they'll try to fight back, but against those really good players, you want to try and like slowly kind of like play the positioning battle until eventually like you get them in checkmate. Falco's like you want checkmate as Falco, which is that mid range where you can just do everything. And then after that, you just have to remember like all of your mix-ups and just like pick one at random. Just like take one off the shelf, pull it off, and then just do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lot of like set play almost in a lot of fighting games where you really just want to create the same situation over and over again. And for Falco, it's trying to find a way to create that mid-range spacing and getting your punishes and catching lasers with landings and stuff like that, and just generally using your lasers to box people into spots that they don't want to be, and then just converting off them over and over again. So in terms of like a neutral ideal, that's probably what you're looking for, and probably the quickest way you could improve in this matchup for sure. There's a lot of defensive stuff and like momentum stuff we can talk about, but like game plan wise, I think that that's probably the biggest thing that needs to be taken away from this. And then as you go into more details and as you find yourself more comfortable setting that up. So for like practice, I'd probably I think I've done a similar thing with like two link bombs, and I know for a fact that you've done it with me. It's just trying to find that spacing over and over again in friendlies, like not necessarily like and just like naturally grooving into it. I think that's really important because I think there was a point in time where like you were just the meme was that you would just stand on the other side of the corner and shoot lasers at Twisty until he died. But then once he just stopped literally suiciding into lasers, that doesn't really apply anymore, and you need to be able to play up and more aggressively within that space. So yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah. So other than that, I'll clip this and then I'll send it to him, and then we could talk from there. It was a lot for a minute long part of a 11-minute set, and I wonder, and I might watch it back on my own and think about if other ideals happen. But you are the Falcon Master here, so I'll leave it to you. All right, cool. I'll close the VOD. See ya.
Oh.